Hello, welcome to my first YouTube episode in 2023. So I hope your motivation is still high. I hope that you won't get demotivated, that you won't get discouraged after 1 month. I've prepared a lot of materials for you, and most importantly, next week there is going to be the official premiere of my newest ebook, Phrasal Verbs, 200 phrasal verbs in business English, so stay tuned. Today I've prepared your favorite class, which is pronunciation. So we're going to discuss 10 more pronunciation mistakes very often made in business English, so I hope it's worth watching. Of course, if you want to get back to the first part of this pronunciation episode, you can find the link below this video. So I suppose let's get started. Let's kick off, shall we? So the first word on today's list is, try to pronounce it, and then I'm gonna show you the transcription, and also I'm gonna give you the proper pronunciation so that you could get the idea and possibly repeat after me, okay? So this word is pronounced as an engineer. Engineer. This is the British pronunciation, an engineer. And now there is also this American one, possibly a bit easier. I'm not sure if I'm gonna pronounce it properly because my specialization is actually British English. So the American version would sound as follows: engineer, engineer. So you see, in the British variety, we have an engineer, near. And in the American variety, an engineer, an engineer. So you actually pronounce this R at the end. How to memorize this pronunciation? You could simply remember that we say an engine, engine. So we hear engineer, engine, engineer. And now word number 2. Try to pronounce it, say it aloud. And now the proper British pronunciation will be process, process, okay? So it's not process, it's process. And now American pronunciation would be process, process. So instead of this O sound, you have this process, okay? Of course, you can choose one of them, but again, I generally teach the British pronunciation, so now all the other words will be basically pronounced in this British accent. Word number 3. Try to pronounce it. And the proper pronunciation is simply senior, senior. So you have this long E. Whenever you have these 2 dots, I would say, it's always long, senior. So you're kind of smiling, senior, okay? So it's not senior, it's senior. Word number 4. We actually have 2 words which are quite similar. Try to pronounce them. And let me pronounce them as well. Other and another. So you see, it's not other, okay? It's other. So you have this sound, like cut, other, other. Of course, in the American variety, you would actually pronounce this R at the end, so you would say other, other. But here, British variety, so we don't pronounce this R at the end, so it's other. And another, another, okay? The sound at the beginning is called schwa in English, and it's this kind of silent sound, so it's not really audible, it's like another, another. So you can't really hear this sound at the beginning, right? It's very short. Another, other. Sound or word number 5. Again, how do you pronounce it? Let's have a look. Urgent, urgent. So you see you have this long here, like work, okay? Word, turkey, urgent, urgent, okay? So it's not urgent, but urgent, urgent. Repeat after me, and if it makes sense, Let's move on to number 6. You have 3 words here, actually, but while they have the same sound, I'd like to discuss, so try to pronounce all of them. And the proper pronunciation is law, saw, Warsaw. So you see, the trick here is that we don't pronounce this w at the end. So you can't say low or so or Warsaw, okay? We don't pronounce this w at the end, law, saw, Warsaw. So you have this long or, okay? So if you want to, you can always stop the video and repeat after me, because remember, it's not enough to just listen to me pronouncing these words. I hope you realize that. It's really important that you pronounce these words properly, that you say them aloud. This is the only way how you can practice pronunciation. You very often ask me, Asha, how can I improve my pronunciation? Repeat, repeat, repeat as much as possible. You can even play any interview on the internet, on YouTube. You can listen to it, you can stop, and you can repeat questions, sentences, or just simple separate words. I hope that tip is quite useful to you. Repeat, this is the key. Number 7. We have 2 words again, but as you can see, they're quite similar. How would you pronounce them? The key: foreign and foreigner. Foreign, foreigner. So it's not foreign or foreigner, okay? It's foreign and foreigner. And pay attention here, you have this short O. So it's not O, foreign, but more like foreign, foreigner, okay? Number 8. Try to pronounce this one. This is a tongue twister, I would say, to some extent. So what's the proper pronunciation? Hierarchy, hierarchy. So it's not hierarchy or hierarchy, okay? It's hierarchy, hierarchy. I guess this one might be quite tricky, so make sure that you repeat it a few times, okay? And now word number 9. I guess people working with computers in IT possibly should be familiar with this word, and it's actually not delayed, okay? This is simply delete, delete. So you actually have 2 types of E here. The first one is short E, which is more like e, d, and then long E, which is like a long E in Polish. So delete, delete. Repeat after me, delete. So this is how you can practice the use of these 2 sounds. And now the last word. I've actually decided to include 2 words because they're quite similar. So how would you pronounce these 2 words? Say them aloud. And now the first one, determine, determine. So again, you have this long determine. It's not determine, it's not examine, okay? It's determine and examine, examine. So you could say, we need to determine the reasons of her decision, or we need to examine this issue, or it has been determined. You won't say determined, okay? You will say determined, determined, examined, examined. I hope it makes sense. Now I've prepared some useful practical exercises for you, so you will have full sentences to be pronounced with these tricky words we've discussed today. Let's have a look at them. Okay, sentence number 1. Now stop the video, read it, pronounce it, and then I will pronounce it as well. Okay. I'm afraid I've deleted the other files. I'm afraid I've deleted the other files. So you have this deleted and other, but also you say the other. because the noun starts with O, it's a vowel, so then this the article is pronounced as the other files. I'm afraid I've deleted the other files. Number 2, try to pronounce this sentence. And now let's read it together. We need to determine the scope of the project. It's quite urgent. Once again, we need to determine the scope of the project. It's quite urgent. Again, if I'm not giving you enough time and space to pronounce these sentences, remember you can always stop the video. I will read it once again, perhaps, so that you could repeat. We need to determine the scope of the project. It's quite urgent. Number 3. Stop the video and read it. And now, I'm a senior technical engineer. 3 tricky words here. Senior technical engineer. Remember, engine, engineer. Okay. Number 4. Here is the sentence. Try to pronounce it. And now, there are many foreigners in Warsaw. Foreigners, Warsaw. So, there are many foreigners in Warsaw. So, don't say foreigners and Warsaw. Say foreigners and Warsaw. Okay. Another one, number 5. Try to read it. And now, the hierarchy of our company is quite complex. The hierarchy of our company is quite complex. So it's not hierarchy, it's hierarchy, right? And it's not company, it's company. Company. And that would be it. So please remember, you can always stop this video and you can repeat after me. Remember, you can always come back to the first part of pronunciation mistakes in business English. And of course, in the future, I'm going to create probably the next part. So let me know in the comment if you'd like me to create another part of these pronunciation mistakes in business English. Let me know if you found it useful. I prepare these videos for you, so I need to know. Give me some feedback. And well, don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you find these videos useful. Don't forget to like the video. Don't forget to leave a comment so that I could know that you've watched the video. And well, see you next time possibly. Remember about the premiere of my newest ebook, Phrasal Verbs in Business English. You can find the link to the waiting list in the comment. For the people signed up on the waiting list, there is going to be a special discount for the ebook. So have a lovely day and see you soon. Cheers!